In the early hours of a crisp autumn morning in October 1781, the fate of a young nation was decided on a narrow strip of land in Virginia. Cannons thundered, muskets cracked, and exhausted soldiers waited in tense silence behind earthen walls. This was the Battle of Yorktown, the final and decisive clash of the American Revolutionary War. Though the war had raged for more than 6 years, it was here that American independence became inevitable. By 1781, the American Revolution had reached a dangerous stalemate. The British Army remained powerful, well-trained, and well-supplied by the greatest navy in the world. The Continental Army, led by General George Washington, had endured years of hardship, harsh winters, unpaid soldiers, and crushing defeats. Many Europeans doubted the colonies could truly defeat the British Empire. Yet Washington understood that victory did not require defeating every British army. It required a single, decisive blow. That opportunity came when British General Lord Charles Cornwallis marched his army into Virginia. Cornwallis believed he could control the southern colonies and receive reinforcements by sea. He established a fortified position at the small port town of Yorktown, located along the York River, confident that the Royal Navy would protect him. It was a fatal miscalculation. Washington, stationed near New York City, saw his chance. In a masterstroke of strategy and deception, he made the British believe he planned to attack New York. Meanwhile, secretly marched his army south more than 400 miles in coordination with French General Jean-Baptiste de Rochambeau. Speed and secrecy were critical. If the British discovered the plan too soon, Cornwallis could escape. The plan depended on one crucial factor: control of the sea. France, America's powerful ally, sent a fleet under Admiral Francois-Joseph Paul de Grasse from the Caribbean to the Chesapeake Bay. In September 1781, the French Navy clashed with the British fleet in the Battle of the Chesapeake. Though not a crushing defeat, the battle forced the British ships to withdraw. Cornwallis was cut off. No reinforcements would come. No escape by sea was possible. By late September, American and French forces surrounded Yorktown. More than 17,000 troops faced Cornwallis's 8,000 men. Trenches were dug, artillery was positioned, and a relentless bombardment began. Day and night, cannons pounded British defenses, tearing apart fortifications and crushing morale. Among the American artillery officers was a young Alexander Hamilton, eager to prove himself. Two key British defensive positions, Redoubt 9 and Redoubt 10, stood in the way of the final assault. On the night of October 14th, Washington ordered a daring attack. French troops stormed Redoubt 9, while American soldiers, led by Hamilton, charged Redoubt 10 with fixed bayonets. In less than 10 minutes, both positions were captured. The path to victory was open. Cornwallis attempted one last desperate move and escape across the York River under cover of darkness. But a sudden storm scattered his boats, ending any hope of retreat. With his defenses shattered, supplies dwindling, and no relief in sight, Cornwallis faced the inevitable. On October 19, 1781, British drums beat a somber tune as Cornwallis's army marched out of Yorktown to surrender. Cornwallis himself claimed illness and did not appear, sending his second-in-command instead. The defeated British troops laid down their arms as American and French forces looked on. The war was not officially over, but it was effectively decided. News of the defeat stunned Britain. Support for continuing the war collapsed in Parliament. The cost, the distance, and the humiliation were too great. Peace negotiations began, and in 1783, the Treaty of Paris formally recognized the United States as an independent nation. The Battle of Yorktown was more than a military victory. It proved that unity, strategy, and foreign alliances could defeat even the mightiest empire. It transformed a rebellion into a nation and turned a dream of independence into reality. On that quiet Virginia battlefield, America was not just fighting for freedom, it was winning it.